Pushing the pylon, week 8 of Sunday football is here. First, the New York Jets travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Bengals are minus 5.5, and 75% of the public is on Cincinnati today. Justin Fields getting the start for the Jets, even though most of the week it looked like Tyrod Taylor was. They gave up on Justin Fields just to beg for him back to play. And respected Justin Fields for doing it with class. However, give me the Bengals minus 5.5. I do think they win this one by a touchdown or so. It looks like a trap game, but I think it might be the Bengals pulling out the victory. Jamar Chase over 100 yards. Next, the Chicago Bears travel to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Ravens are minus 2.5. A majority of the public is on the Bears, and I do think this is a high-scoring game. I think both teams score, even though Lamar Jackson's out for the Ravens. I think Tyler Huntley still puts up the points, and give me the Ravens to cover minus 2.5. I think they do it, and I think Derrick Henry finally has that big day today that you see on the ticker on the bottom of ESPN and NFL Network all day. Ravens minus 2.5. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins traveling to Georgia to play the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons are minus 6.5, and the Falcons are without Michael Penix and Drake London. Kirk Cousins gets the start for the Falcons, and it's on tight end day, so I do think Kyle Pitts is the target that Kirk Cousins relies on without his wide receiver one. And even though the public is on the Falcons, give me the Falcons minus 6.5. I think they dominate the Dolphins here, and Tua might not even have a bad game. But I think the Falcons get it done, and a lot of question marks keep rolling in for Mike McDaniel and his job. Next, the Buffalo Bills travel to Carolina to play the Panthers. Bills are minus 7.5. 76% of the public is on the Bills. It feels like a trap. Andy Dalton starting for the Panthers. Bryce Young out. And I'm going to go with the Bills, minus 7.5. I think Keon Coleman finds the end zone. I think Josh Allen has one of those crazy games that propel him back in the MVP discussion. Bills, minus 7.5. Next, the San Francisco 49ers travel to Texas to play the Houston Texans. Texans are minus 2.5 here, and 84% of the public is on the 49ers. This feels like a really gross play, but this is my when they zig, we zag play of the week. Give me the Texans minus 2.5. I think they win this game by at least a field goal, and I think that offense has a really good showing against a banged-up 49ers team. Texans minus 2.5. Next, in the NFC East rematch we had a couple weeks ago, the New York Giants travel to Pennsylvania to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are minus 7.5. Eagles are looking for revenge here. They got embarrassed the other week by the Giants. It's a very split game. Only 52% of the public is on the Eagles, and I'm also on the Eagles. Even without A.J. Brown, I think they get it done. I think Devonta Smith definitely finds the end zone and might even hit 100 yards. Eagles minus 7.5. The final 1 o'clock game, the Cleveland Browns travel to Foxborough to play the Patriots. Patriots are minus 7.5. 68% of the public is on the Browns here. This is a really tricky game because that's a big line, and Judkins may be a problem against the Pats. I think Judkins has a good game regardless, but I'm going to go with the Patriots here. I think they cover. I think they win this game very handedly, and I think Drake May, unfortunately for me, is a hater, has another big game and stays in the MVP talks. Patriots minus 7.5. The Tampa Bay Bucks travel to New Orleans to play the Saints. Bucks are minus 4.5, and over 75% of the public is on the Bucks. I know I said the Texans earlier as my gross play. This is my even more gross play of the week. Give me the Saints plus 4.5. Why? I don't know. I can't really say they're better than the Bucks at anything right now. The Bucks are still banged up with no Bucky Irving, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, but I think they keep it close. I think the Spencer Rattler experiment is going fairly well, even though the team's bad. Saints plus 4.5. They keep it close, even if they lose by a field goal. Next, the Tennessee Titans travel to Indianapolis to play the Colts. Colts are minus 14.5, and as you may expect, most of the public is on the Colts to cover this game. That seems like a big spread. It seems very daunting, and it seems like the Colts are due to slip up in a game like this. But give me the Colts minus 14.5. Listen, I'm not going to put my pick on the Titans until they show I can. And every week, it's like one of those things where you're like, it's sneaky to pick them with the spread. They could sneak this one out. And by quarter 3, you're like, I feel like an idiot. That was the dumbest pick of my life. Colts, minus 14.5. Josh Downs to score a touchdown. Why not? Next, the Dallas Cowboys travel to Denver to play the Broncos. Broncos are minus 3.5, but over 70% of the public is on the Cowboys. And this will be one of my big public plays this week. One I do love, even though it's public. And when they zig, we zag normally. In this case, when they zig, we're going that way too. Give me the Cowboys plus 3.5. I think that hook is everything. I think losing by a field goal is very realistic for Dallas. What I think is more realistic, Dallas upsets and wins the game. But I'll take the Cowboys plus 3.5. Finally, Sunday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers travel to Pennsylvania to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Packers are minus 2.5. Aaron Rodgers goes against his old Packers team, hosting them in Pittsburgh. And while 69% of the public is on the Steelers, I'm also going to be on the Steelers here. This 2.5 pick does not feel like it's all it looks to be. It looks like it's a trap. If it was 3.5, it seems more realistic. But at 2.5, why are the Packers only minus 2.5? I don't know what hijinks happens. It could be a 2-point game, a 1-point game. The Steelers could upset. Give me the Steelers plus 2.5. I think Aaron Rodgers has a big game because he is that type of guy who is motivated by playing his former team. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, and anywhere else that you find pushing the pylon.